Well, here we are, and I've got this thing. Oh, I must be hungry. I'm nervous. Uh, I've got it all in primer. I can't even talk anymore. Uh, I've got all the sanding done that I'm going to do before the first coat of primer. There you go. I got it now. Uh, so tomorrow, because it's late in the day, I am going to shoot some primer on it and see just how bad it is. Because right now it looks like a camouflaged vehicle with all the different colors all over it. So we'll put primer on it, and then the primer will probably tell us just how crooked everything still is. So this is what it looks like before we shoot primer on it. So it's I've got one little place I got to sand on the door that I threw in there and forgot about it because I already blew the shop out, so it's not such a dust bowl. And I still got to sand this in here, but all this gets covered up. Yep, this all gets covered up with chrome, but I didn't sand it, but I'll put primer on everything else and then sand it. Well, I tell you, this car's been a real fight. It's just been so much fun. I can't even stand it. I can't wait to do the next one. Yeah. Because it's hard to get it straight, and I don't know what it is, but I think it's pretty good now. And I worked on the doors, got the doors cut back in. So it's, I think it's going to be okay. Of course, when we get the primer on it, that'll really tell us what's going on with the car. But as it stands right now, it's not too awful bad. So all the body lines are not too bad. They probably could be a little better, but man, this just, where do you draw the line on this thing, you know? They're so much better than they were when I started with it, but I would have liked to, I don't know. I guess it's just the amount of work that it's been that, and I still got a lot of work to do. It's going to be good enough for John. Heck, he don't care. John just wants to drive it. He said he bought a brand new roller and paint tray so he can paint it. I think he's going to paint it purple with black trim or something like that. Some kind of standout-ish color. He said when he parks it in the yard, he wants people to notice it or come by and throw something at it or something like that. Sure has been a lot of fun, though. Old John, he brings over coffee and donuts every time he comes. He's always trying to butter me up. Takes all the abuse I give him. Oh, well. I think I might be able to get him to, I'm looking at a TR3, and he might go get me a TR3, maybe, if he can find the time to get off and go get it. But it's a real rust bucket, so it appears. It's sitting in the woods somewhere, and it's up towards Pennsylvania. So if he go get it, then I guess I'll have to give him a data boy. Huh. He's getting the parts cleaned up under here. He got the pumpkin clean. There's his cleaning solvent bath thing he's working with. Making a mess of my shop, so all it is. Just hope it doesn't burn down before I get this car out of here. I'd hate to lose all this fun. And I guess once I get through with this, I got to go out here and tackle a couple of these cars. There's my Galaxy convertible in Triumph Spitfire. I got for next to nothing. That pile of stuff there is a TR4, Triumph TR4. Somebody took apart and they were headed to the junkyard with it, and luckily I caught them before they made it, and I got it. And it's actually not bad, it's just disassembled. But the body and stuff is pretty daggone good. It needs rockers and quarters, and probably floors. And there's my MGA covered up, one of them. That's partially taken apart. I got these from John. And there's another MGA. That's partially taken apart. I got all these parts stored up under the house, or in the attic, actually. And this is a parts car that I bought. It's another MGA. This is strictly a parts car. I can rob sheet metal off of it or whatever I need. And this is another MGA that John got me. And it was he bought it as a parts car. But since it's a wire wheel car, and these are not wire wheel cars, I want one wire wheel car. I sort of like the idea of having a wire wheel car. So I am going to bring it back to life. It's got a questionable frame, so we'll have to see. I know I'm going to have to do some framework on it, and of course everything else. But these cars are so small that once you take the doors and the hood, and you don't have to do anything with those, you know, you can knock it out 4 or 5 months. And that's my 46 Chevy truck. Yeah, that's what it is. 46. Yeah, I think it's 46. Yeah. And yeah, just one more project. And that is a 48 Chrysler, which is a cool car. That was my first car that I bought when I got down here from Florida. I went out and bought that and a Frazier. And I sold the Frazier a while back. And that's all I got left as far as the old bunch. And this is my high dollar workshop here. Just a Quonset hut or carport that's been boxed in. Then I've got over in this section here in the garage, which is just storage, I've got a MGB and a Alpine with a 302 Ford in it. Another project that I started and pulled off of. This Triumph's going to need a little bit. I've got the guy I bought it from, Bubba, this is his name, and this thing runs. Has no floors in it, and it needs everything, but at least the engine runs. He said he had 3 more front ends, so I'm just going to take this front end and cut it up for metal, and then see if the other front ends are probably going to be better than this one, because this one was smacked pretty good. And put another front end on it and put floors in it, and this would be a fairly quick car to do. And I like Triumphs. I think they're little Triumph Spitfire. It's got a cool name. I guess that's why I like it. You know, they ain't worth anything, but I'm sure it'd be a fun little car. Well, this is my collection of junk. All of it. This is actually the area where I put the severe handicap cars that need a lot of work, that are just about ready to go to the junkyard. And I've got another set of, well, you can't see them because of the fence, which is a good thing. But I've got tents over in here. I think there's 8, 9 tents that are 20 foot, each one's 20 foot long. And I got cars shoved in those. I don't know, it's 15, 20 cars or so. And those are a little further down the tubes. Those are a little nicer cars. But they all need work. All right, well, this is what we got. I'm going to go in the back room and see if I can find some primer and see what we can do. All right, until next time when I shoot primer on it.